right, welcome everyone to a steaming bowl of dude soup.
Is that how we're gonna intro the show?
No,
every time?
it's gonna be different every time.
Thank
I was
God.
washing my hands earlier after taking a pretty long and integrated shit. is how I would say.
Integrated?
Yeah. As I
Integrated
had to, get in
to
there,
what?
It got in me. We meshed together for a second.
Didn't it come out of you? It got into you?
Yeah,
Did you put it back inside
It was one of
yourself?
those J's that curled around
Ah.
and poked. And it was, let me tell you, yeah. All right, okay. So you know you're wiping and sometimes, but sometimes you gotta go from the front and the back at the same time.
Nope, I've never done that.
Yeah.
Why is the same thing?
So here's the most efficient way to wipe your ass.
Yeah.
You take your shit. It's probably pretty messy. You pull the toilet paper out. You run it under like thread. You throw it over your shoulder, and then stick the other end in toilet, and then you just flush, and it just zips right through. And it's like tearing the wax off of bologna.
All right.
Just zips right through.
This used to be a serious podcast.
It's still a serious podcast.
He seems pretty serious about
Why
it,
are you
Joel.
telling us about this? You said you
Welcome
washed
to the
your
podcast,
hands.
Michael.
You said you
hello.
washed your hands. What was the genesis of that story?
I shit, and I was thinking about how to intro the podcast.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good to be here.
Yeah.
For you to be here.
It's great.
With us.
Yeah, this is pretty standard procedure for me,
How's your trip to LA been so far, buddy?
It's been swell.
Yeah.
Weather's beautiful.
We have really good sandwiches today.
We had good sandwiches. I don't know if they were really
Adam
good.
had a mayonnaise
You're really
sandwich.
driving home this witch
We
thing.
went to a chain.
I know. I mean, witch is okay.
And
We-
as somebody
we
who
ju-
doesn't like chains that much, I really like this chain.
We joked beforehand. We're like, we're going to Chipotle. Have you heard of it, Michael? And we're like, going to Witch. Like seriously, with a straight
We
face.
could
And-
have gone somewhere nice, but I'm bringing my lunch tomorrow, and I wanted to get a sandwich today.
Not only did we go to Witch, but Joel sprinted about 20 feet ahead of us there. And then he was just
happy boy.
excited. He was like a kid in a candy store
I
the
got
whole
turkey,
time.
I got
Just because he was
pesto.
there.
The one problem I had was that the bacon, it was bacon bits, not full rashers of bacon, which made me upset.
Joel's,
Other than that,
Joel's
it
a
was great.
walking first world problem.
Yeah. He's also the only human being younger than 95 to say the word rasher out loud.
George R.R. Martin says rasher of bacon.
Yeah, and he's
probably
150
what?
years old.
No, he never mind.
Okay, moving on to the very serious podcast full of serious points about serious games. The Order, huh? What's that bar on the screen? What's that all about?
That's his stamina.
God damn it.
Yeah.
Look at this guy.
Oh, it's-
You gotta hit him with the UV light, man.
So
That's just a
everyone's-
regular flashlight.
Everyone's mad that The Order is going to be too short, just like the rapper, and because they're all racist. I mean, we know this.
Too Short's a rapper for those who don't get the joke. I
I thought The Order was a rapper. I was confused.
that makes more sense.
Too.
I was confused earlier today. I didn't know Too Short was a rapper. What's he a rapper of? What did he rap in?
Rap
he raps
music.
rap
Rapper of
music.
Is he a rapper of paper?
I would say
fucking
rhymes.
raps presents.
Probably
He
what-
works at Amazon.
Dope Beats with a Z.
What group is he a part of?
The Order, 1886.
You're a smartass.
Yeah.
People are pissed off because the order is too short. It's too short.
Yeah.
Lawrence, go.
So it predicates an interesting discussion about
Where's that guy going?
what does he have in his ass?
What does he have?
Maybe he still got toilet paper. It didn't
Maybe.
like fucking
I'll hit him with
fully
the shocker.
Boy,
snap.
we are getting really distracted here. So the Order has predicated an interesting discussion about kind of return on investment when it comes to games. What are you willing to tolerate for your gaming dollar? I find this fascinating because, you know, there's two massive ends of the spectrum. There's the people that will buy every game. Oh, Jesus. Every game is, that's actually pretty cool looking. As soon as it comes out, $60, they don't care, and then they're fine with that. Other people get massively offended if a pretty good game costs $2 on a phone. So it's there, you know, there's all kinds of different spectrums here. I know Spoole has an interesting take on it. We're gonna have to get his input later.
You're gonna have to.
Yes, we're going to have to. One of the interesting things I think, especially about gaming now, is that there are so many games out there, and people price them so aggressively because you're fighting so many other games that you can get by spending very little money and still play some pretty good games. How about you guys? How do you feel? What do you think is a good trade-off for your gaming dollar?
Well, having not played the order yet, I don't know if it's too short or not. So I
The
can't.
rapper.
I can't weigh in on that. But what I can say is I don't care what a game costs as long as I feel like I got my money's worth out of it. So a game might be $60, but if I had a fucking blast, it doesn't matter to me that it was 5 or 6 hours. Really, honestly, it doesn't matter that much.
Oh, so
if it was
rich.
fucking awesome.
So rich.
No, I just value my time more than I value my money.
You want to be entertained.
Does that make sense?
I don't know. Does
No, I
that make
think-
sense?
I think it makes sense. When
you
I
should
was
value your money, Joel.
You should absolutely do that. But when you're rich like Joel, you can do whatever you want.
I'm
you
rich
can
in-
have pesto sandwiches for every meal.
Oh man, my lunch was
He's
so
rich
good.
in lunch.
What it occurs to me is when I was a teenager, I had more time than money. So I needed something to kill that time. I needed long, grindy-ass RPGs.
Yeah.
Now that I'm an adult, the situation is inverted. I still don't have any money, but I also don't have time.
Right.
So to spend a lot of time on something is not something I can afford anymore. There's this I can't remember who I heard it from, but they said there's only room in your life for one game you can never beat. Whether it's like a fighting game or an MMO or something like that, and the older I get, it's true. I can only really play one of those at a time.
So what are you playing right now that you can't?
Final Fantasy 14.
Okay.
But for you, but is that what you guys went through when you were younger? Like you wanted those big, massive grind because you got like one game a year, maybe?
Yeah, I'd agree with that. I always went for, I wouldn't say I'd go for longer games because they didn't really say like I'm going to buy this game because it's longer, but I valued longer games more, you know. And myself, I also played Final Fantasy, so like Final Fantasy 7, Final Fantasy 8. That was like that's a game, you know. And as a kid, that was when I played RPGs the most. I definitely felt like if I'd play a game, all of a sudden I'd be playing a role-playing game, and then I'd play a game for like 6 hours. That pissed me off sometimes. You know, again, when you have, that's all the money you have, you buy a game, it's like, fuck, I beat it in like 2 days. Like, I remember I got the GameCube, whatever year that came out. I had to be a teenager when it came out. I was probably like 15 or something. I bought the GameCube, I bought Luigi's Mansion, I beat it the day I got it. I'm like, well, fuck. So I just brought it back, and I was like, yeah, I'll bring this back. Because it's like, well, shit. I have no money now, and I have a console that does nothing.
Yeah, basically.
I didn't buy games when they were coming out when I was younger because I didn't have money enough to buy my own games when I was younger. So I'd like save my allowance, and after a game had been out for like 5 or 6 or 8 months or even a year, I would go buy it for like $20. And then I would play it. But I think you can't really do that as much now because a lot of games are coming out in a short period of time now. More games are coming out now in a short period of time than ever before, especially with the number of platforms that there are. Like in the early mid-90s when I was playing a lot of games, I didn't have a console, I was only playing PC, but you only really got like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 really good PC releases a year.
Yeah.
And you could afford to wait because you like people played Myst for like 4 years after it came out. So it was totally
all I had,
fine.
Joel. Jeez.
Well, so that's sort of my point is that like, it wasn't a money argument when I was younger because I wasn't buying a game for playtime. I was buying the game. I was waiting to buy the game I wanted to buy until I could afford it.
Did anyone rent games?
Oh yes.
No, it always seemed like a
rented
rip-off to
shitloads
me.
of games. I rented games to the point of I definitely paid for the game, and I just rented it. Like Mario Party. My friends and I would take turns renting it. We must have rented the first one like 20 times each.
Nice.
Just because we're fucking stupid.
But I was gonna say like that was kind of a weird argument where because how much would it be for rental like back then like $6
Probably about
$7,
about $6.
something like that. So they had a deal at like the Blockbuster or whatever where I can get like 2 games for like $6. And if I could beat both those games in a weekend, I was like, good job, like good me. Like I saved myself like whatever it was $100 in games. So it was like for me, short games were kind of nice back then. But now I'm like, I don't really rent anything because I don't think you. I guess there's GameFly.
It's GameFly.
Yeah, I've got GameFly.
Yeah.
And for me, the order is a GameFly game, kind of like Rise. Like, if I know it's a dumb, fast, stupid game, I'll just get it from GameFly, play it over a weekend, you know, drink a lot of beer, and laugh my ass off, and then send it back.
But isn't there a chance? I say I don't use GameFly. I haven't used it ever. Don't you not get games like if something's in high demand, or do you get it no matter what?
Yeah, you can. There's ways. There's ways to manipulate the system. If you
What
have
does that mean?
If you
I know a guy.
Yeah. It involves.
George GameFly is my
How do you think?
neighbor.
How do you think I'm so good at wiping my ass? I'll just ask you that.
Ugh,
You have to develop techniques.
I mean, yeah, clearly you did that.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't even like good at it. You revolutionized wiping your asshole. Give yourself some more credit.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate
Yeah,
that. I've
yeah,
been waiting for
it's-
someone to recognize what a visionary I am.
So what's a life hack for GameFly?
Oh, just only adding the individual games to your queue that you actually want in a given moment. Because if you have a million games on there, they'll just send whatever's available. But if you only have one, they basically just send you that one, even if it has to come from a different center or something like that. Bruce, we need to get you a chair.
No, it's fine, it's fine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you want my chair?
Nope, I don't.
Do you want to sit on somebody's lap?
Yeah.
Maybe Michael's?
Yum.
Yeah, you know,
I don't know
whatever.
if there's a lot of maybe about that. So, Joel, you mentioned you value your time. What lately is a game that maybe you paid full retail price for that only lasted about 5 hours and that you felt satisfied?
It's not even my lap. I feel like you're just imprinting on me or something.
I haven't played in the multiplayer for
okay.
Portal 2, but it was a short game and I really loved it.
Okay.
I mean, that wasn't lately. That was years ago, I guess,
There
at
you
this
go.
point. But I didn't feel ripped off by that game, and I didn't play the multiplayer because no one. By the time I ended up playing it, nobody was playing it anymore. I don't know. It was fun.
Which
and
game?
Portal 2.
Oh, Portal. Sorry.
Portal 2 was
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Only
And
one of the
things,
greatest games ever
I didn't play multiplayer, so I wasn't playing for hours and hours and hours. I just played the whatever it
It
was.
was only like 6 hours.
Yeah, it was really short, but it didn't bother me because it was so much fun. It was so
Depends how
good.
smart you are. Joel's obviously very smart, so we beat it in 3 hours.
Michael's lap is pretty warm.
You're warm as well. I feel like
I'm-
there's an exchange of warmness
I'm gonna-
going
I'm
on
gonna
here.
get off.
Oh, okay.
Aw.
Do you get it? Get
Yeah.
off.
Yeah.
Penis
I
style.
already did.
Okay.
You're gonna have
Penis
to
style.
clean yourself up.
Here. You,
No, stay there.
I
Just
can get a
keep
check in the
talking
back.
about Portal or whatever.
All right, so that's. But at the same time, like on the other end of the spectrum, I feel like I've paid more than full price for a lot of games that I've played for an incredible amount of time, like MMOs, or I'll admit I've probably spent more than $60 in League of Legends at this point, although not much more. Shocking.
And that's fine. It's fascinating to me to see the different ways gamers equate value when it comes to games. So take a fighting game, for instance. That's a game you can pay $60 for and play 3 hours a night for the year.
Ad nauseum.
Yeah, and then Capcom will re-release it because they're like, guys, we need to make some more money off this. And then people are like, fuck you, fuck you. They just want to pay their $60 and play the same game with free updates forever. And you can't fault somebody for wanting things, but just the complete lack of consideration of like, okay, I've been playing this game for an entire year for $60. Maybe I should kick them a little more money for the content they're making. Maybe. But then on the contrary, you have things like Netflix where you can watch as much as you want for $6 a month.
Yeah.
If you watch a movie every night, the return, like the cost per hour there is ridiculous. It's so low.
That's the
But
problem.
it's-
You have those value propositions that he was just talking about, or like there's the Battlefields and the Call of Duties.
Yeah.
You pay $60. I mean, I played Battlefield 2 for 2 years, and I played it for an hour a night for 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, and I paid $60 for it. Like I think I got maybe 2 of the DLCs, and I was totally fine. And that's sort of the problem is that you get these games that you play for years and years and years, and you only paid $60 for, and then you got the order.
Yeah.
So, you know.
That was me with Halo 2. I mean, I got broadband internet just to play Halo 2 online, and I played that for at least 2 years. I mean, I have about 7,500 games in Halo 2.
Jesus.
And that was,
that a
the
lot?
fucking, I think like 5 map packs came out, so like every 4 months or something, like 3 new maps, and I just played that shit forever. I owned like 5 games at the time.
Yep.
So here's a question. Say Halo 2 came out now, or maybe you were as
did.
old as you are now.
Yeah. Well,
It came
let's
out
say it
again.
came out
You
now
can't play it.
and it worked.
Good point. Yeah, it came out, it worked. Would you still spend the same amount of time doing that, or would you play the different kinds of games that you have access to?
God, no.
You mean today?
Yeah, I would not.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even have the time for that. You know,
Yeah.
going back to what you were saying. You know, I definitely, my games nowadays are definitely more of fun while I'm playing them is like the first priority.
Yeah.
You know, length is kind of irrelevant because it's like I can be playing for an hour at a time anyway.
So do you go on like long binge game sessions where you play for hours and hours and hours, or is your place like my play style now is I'll get home, I'll like cook dinner, and if I have like 45 minutes, I might play one game of League of Legends, or I'll do 1 or 2 missions in Shadow of Mordor, which I have not finished yet because I just don't have the time to like sit and play for a while. What is your gaming style?
I generally binge, but I just won't play if I don't have the time. Like I don't really play much in like a half an hour to hour intervals, except like the DS. Handhelds, they're great because I'll open them, I'll flip them up, flip it open, run around, whatever, and then it's like a perma pause. You just close it and you just forget about it. But as far as like Xbox games and stuff like that, I usually don't play less than like 2 hours at least at a time.
We had a flight. We went to Europe last year for Eurogamer, or EGX, whatever they call it. But Destiny had just come out. I was trying to find a way to hook up my PS4 over the 12-hour flight. I was like, you can do it. There's a way. If you have a plug in your seat, and you have one of those games
cases.
yeah,
Games.
you have one of those like hooked up. Like I could do it, and these guys are all laughing at me like, you're not gonna fucking do that, you nerd. Like it's not gonna happen.
Well, there's no internet on the.
Well, then I
Wi-Fi.
realized I thought I didn't know Destiny was gonna be online only. And that was kind of the harsh reality. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
that wouldn't have worked.
Destiny and SimCity.
I would have looked like a fool.
I'm like, oh yeah, you're playing up Destiny. You know there's no internet, right?
Yeah.
That's
Shut
the
up,
thing.
English person.
I'm playing it in my head.
You should have let him bring it because then it would have failed and had this
That would have been
ridiculous
great.
games thing in glass for 10 hours.
So it sounds like most of us are in the realm where we have more, I don't want to say more money than time, but definitely don't have as much time as we used to. Therefore, maximizing your dollar for gaming hour is not quite as important as it is, unless you're Spoole, who apparently has a really hard and fast rule about the amount of entertainment he's willing to pay for.
Come over here and tell us your hard and fast rule.
Come on, Spoole.
I'm watching the nose.
Shout it out, I don't care.
Spoole,
What's your rule, Spoole?
Because
What's Spoole's
I wanna
rule?
hear
This is great.
It's
$1
ridiculous.
1 hour, Bob.
Wait, hold on. So it's $1 an hour. Is that
Yeah.
what you mean?
Yep,
So if you pay $60 for a game, you want 60 hours of gameplay.
at least.
Sean, wait, Sean, do you ever go see a movie in the movie theater?
No,
Never.
not anymore.
When was the last movie? What was the last movie you saw in the theater?
The Avengers?
The Avengers,
At least a
the
year
French
or two.
movie.
That was in
At least,
2012.
at least a year or two ago.
Oh, he's like, Avengers.
I'm trying to think.
I have no counter
Oh
argument.
no, it's The Hobbit. I saw The Hobbit.
The Hobbit.
The
Okay.
Hobbit. All right.
Was that worth your? 18?
I see maybe one or two movies.
Hold
a
on,
year.
hold on. Was The Hobbit worth your $18?
Yeah.
Oh.
The third one was. for
So,
sure.
but it wasn't 18 hours long, Spoole.
I know, but that's a different type of medium.
But how is
Oh.
it different?
Because that and the way they're doing movies nowadays, they're making them into events, like a
Okay.
concert or anything like that.
I like
It's
where
an
you're
event.
going. Yeah.
It's an event now. Movies are.
What?
All right.
Whereas video games is something that
talks
you're,
like
Turned into
Yoda.
fucking Yoda. Yeah.
you're enjoying video games on your own time at home and whatnot, I guess.
Right.
And a lot of that stems. This goes all the way back to me being in college, and with being a PC gamer primarily, we get such deep discounts on games in general. I can usually wait, and I'll wait. Like same thing I do with movies. I'll wait like half a year for it to be like half price or less. So usually a lot of games end up being like only $30 or $20 when I get them, when they used to be $60 or less. Like I get a lot of games at $5 or $6 just because they end up going like 90% off.
Do you feel left out because you haven't played the coolest hip games as they come out for the kids?
Sometimes, like you guys still play Battlefield 4 every once in a while together. I never got it because when I bought Battlefield 3 to play with Bruce and them back at G4, I got burned because we only played it like 3 times, and I spent $60 on a game that I
I
didn't
kept
play.
So how many
I know
hours
you
did you
guys
get
did,
out of
but for
that?
me, I was like, so I didn't buy Battlefield 4 for that same reason.
How many hours would you say you got out of Battlefield 3?
Out of 3, I
Yeah.
didn't get nearly enough. I probably got like 10 maybe.
So you guys owe him like $50.
We all have
Take it up with EA.
So here's the thing. I'm going to blow Spoole's mind because when he said this earlier, the $1 an hour thing, I was like, okay, all right. I have a foolproof way to negate this all the way around. The fact that he spent how much money on your PC? How much money do you?
800?
No, that's bullshit. I want to hear an actual.
I got my case was free. I got a bunch of free things for it.
Okay, all right. Let's say you bought all of those things.
He's
like
so
a normal
entitled.
consumer.
Then it would be like 11 or 1200.
Okay, so you spent $1,200 on your PC, but you want $1 an hour games. Now,
Yep.
you're paying on either the back end or the front end. So for the
Yeah.
console, you pay $400 or so,
Yeah.
and then you pay $60 for a 10-hour game,
each game, yeah.
right? So either way, you're kind of paying it.
Yeah, but the PC has
Very
way
good
more
point, Bruce.
utility than a console does.
I would agree.
I work off it. I can edit off my computer. I can.
You don't
make
edit when you're at home.
stuff.
You
I
don't
have to.
He's solely streams.
I have
He
to.
only
I
streams.
haven't recently, but I have
If you
to.
actually paid
That's
for the
another thing.
pornography that you look
You can
at.
stream from Xbox now, though.
Oh, that's right. You can stream for the Xbox.
One button to stream.
Yeah.
Boop.
Yeah. Yeah.
So you're kind of paying on the front and the back end, I think. Because your rule makes sense to me.
But
for,
like I'm saying, my PC isn't just an entertainment machine. It has a lot more utility
porn,
versus,
yeah,
versus
porn.
an Xbox or anything.
And throw on those like Oculus Rift, like where you're fucking an anime girl.
Do you know what?
Yeah.
Do you know?
But all that said, I still have paid full price for some games that I knew more so that I wouldn't be getting like the full, like I wouldn't get 60 hours out of it. Like I knew I'd only get 12 or 13. I'm trying to think of an example. of it
Spoole?
now.
What's besides Team Fortress?
Yeah.
What's one game that you feel like is the best bang for your buck?
Civ 5
Oh, okay.
I like that answer.
or
I-
Skyrim. Skyrim modded is up there.
Absolutely.
If you're on PC.
Yeah, I like both those answers.
Pornography-esque.
Yeah.
Pornography?
Yeah. Throw another one at me. Come on, I'm ready.
Well, no, I already beat you with. You
didn't beat me.
You spin it on the front
You
end.
didn't beat me.
I love Angry Spoole.
My video's not export.
So anyway, Spoole's wrong. I don't know.
I'm not wrong.
$1 an hour?
He's not wrong. I think he actually represents a majority of gamers. I
Yeah.
think a lot of gamers have been spoiled in terms of like price points, that they expect a lot of game for not a lot of money. And then something like The Order comes out, or like Ashura's Wrath, something that is essentially a movie with little interludes where it has an illusion of gameplay. And they don't know what to do with that, because it's fundamentally a different experience and a different cost benefit than they're used to expecting.
And I
Well,
come from
here
a
we
big
go.
MMO background, so I'm used to paying like even
Monthly?
subscription
Yeah.
monthly. So that's where like that makes up for movie prices, I guess.
That's always how I felt about it too. Is that for $15 a month, you
The hell are you talking
Yeah,
about?
I used to have
Making
to.
sense at
No,
all.
I know exactly what you're
Back
saying.
when I was a teenager, I had to explain this to my parents and be like, "Oh, well, just $15 a month. That saved me from going to the movies like every
Ah.
other day."
Bullshit,
It's
but
a lot.
you didn't go to the movies before that.
Yeah, but
much.
his parents didn't know that.
When I was in high school.
So Spoole's a liar.
When I was in high school and college, I went to the movies a lot. I don't anymore because I can wait. Because now we have Netflix and the internet. in other ways.
Was that a question?
No.
No
I don't.
wonder you want
I-
$1 an hour.
I don't. Also, I haven't pirated games since college. So, that's a long time.
Didn't ask you, but
Did
that,
you give the developer back their money or?
No. It's my money and I want it now.
What?
I don't understand.
the last game I pirated,
JG Wentworth report?
the last game I pirated was Enter the Matrix, and I'm still proud of that.
How could oh, Enter the Matrix. Wait,
Yeah.
wait, wasn't that on?
I ended up buying it after because I felt bad. But
Wasn't that on
I paid for that
consoles?
game.
that's bad. That's not a good thing to pay for.
Enter the Matrix. Wasn't that on consoles?
Yeah,
How'd you pirate it?
it was on PC.
It was on PC.
Oh, okay.
It was in the age of garbage PC ports. They're still not that great.
Yeah,
Anyway, Adam-
Dying Light's pretty good.
When we were talking
Yeah,
about
it
this
is.
previously, you were pretty charged about it, and you said you were
great at
saving
it,
something
though.
for the podcast.
I don't remember. I think
Yeah,
I
but-
calmed down once they started playing Dying Light.
I calmed down.
I'm having a great time.
I've noticed, Adam, you don't fucking kill anyone.
Oh, I'm just
You
mindlessly
just
running around.
run away from everything.
Well, I'm getting agility points. Look at this
I was
shit.
listening to you explain this game, and I was just shaking my head earlier because you're like, "Here's how you got to play. You got to run away from everything. You definitely don't want to go out at night. That's bad." You're also like, how far into the game, and you don't even have your grappling hook yet,
see.
which means you've been running like a pussy and not leveling up.
38% of the way through the story.
That's why you don't have it yet.
Yeah.
You have to kill people to get that, Adam. They don't just fucking hand you upgrades for being a coward.
I thought you were supposed to kill zombies, right?
It's kind of hard. Well, Michael disagrees.
Good
No,
jump.
that's the thing. No, you can jump really far, and they're like,
Yeah, it's
look,
great.
You roll.
This game's really good about fall
Is there
damage.
no fall damage? Oh.
There is, but that's like a technique he's got. That
Okay.
It's an ability to do that roll and negate fall damage.
Hey, come after me, bro.
Come after me, bro.
He doesn't care.
Come after me, bro.
It's a good
So,
game.
Adam, come on, form an opinion.
What was I charged about? I
don't know,
forget.
man.
I don't know. What were
was
you
going off
charged
about
about?
Spool's $1 an hour.
It's $1 an
It
hour.
might have just been
it's
that.
For the podcast.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he was just making me mad. I was like, that makes 0 sense out like $1 an hour. That like, how can you even equate that? Like, okay, so how many hours, Michael, have you played of Dying Light?
I don't know. Probably maybe like
60
25, 25 maybe.
25. Okay, I think I've sunk about 15. How do we value that? There's no price structure.
$1
Like,
in 1 hour.
Shut up. I think that's what fired Adam up was you just saying that like you would just sit down
I
with
just
a
say
fucking
more.
timer and be like click and like
'cause
you better not disappoint me.
I was sitting there and I was trying to have like a kind of like a high concept like discussion of like, yeah, you know, there's really no way.
1 hour,
like,
1 hour.
Yeah, I was like, you can't really equate gameplay
$1.
to like a value because like I could just run around at night for like 60 hours in this game and do nothing. And that could be fun for me, but then fucking Spoole just crawls out from under his desk. And like, $1 an hour. Like,
Pops out of his shell.
I do also play a lot of RTSs and the strategy games. That
so what if you
take
play-
A long time.
He keeps remembering
Okay.
other games he plays.
okay, so like,
I like puzzle games. I like racing games.
to like Bruce's point, that like
Favorite MMOs, World of Warcraft.
God damn, Bruce has sunk
Virtual
like
pets.
100 hours plus in a Battlefield.
Yep.
So should he have paid $100 for that game?
No, $60.
He probably did. I mean, if he
Well,
bought
there's a cutoff.
if he bought the
probably
Game
did
Plus
that.
Premium, he did pay $100 for
Yeah,
it.
exactly.
120, I think.
Okay, see, Bruce put 1,000 hours
Hold
into
on,
it.
I spent $120, but I probably put like 400 or 500 hours.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah,
so-
Okay.
so-
Yeah, so you owe them money. is what
So
he's
I
saying.
owe them
Basically,
money.
yeah.
That's cool, yeah.
I did play. I have like 600 hours played on TF2, so I owe Valve a lot of money yet.
About
buy
a
some
lot
hats,
of money.
man.
That's math.
A lot of money.
So, Spoole, is there now or has there ever been a game you're willing to go over $1 an hour to play?
Bioshock Infinite, I think I bought for full price, and I thought it was worth it.
Feel good about that?
A lot of people probably.
Why did you think it was
but
worth it? Well, what about the experience made you feel
I-
this is worth $60?
And no, I bought Wolf.
No. Wolf of
I like Civ.
No, I really like. I just like the story and this like the story.
So you'll make an exception for games that you
Some
like.
games. Yeah.
All right, that's
might-
the rule that we all make.
To be,
Spoole.
actually, now that I think about it, I might have got it on Green Man Gaming for like.
Okay, all right, go back to
20%
work.
off.
By the way,
Normally, I just buy games that I hate, but this one I like.
I'm going to make an exception to my rule and buy something I like.
Why are you trying to chase Johnny?
He's trying to get a stupid grappling hook.
Yeah, that guy's melting because it's daylight out. I don't even know how the hell he's alive. That's like one of the special night infected.
yeah, I like chasing them when they're like, they don't know what to do.
So you don't kill anyone, but you chase the super infected for nothing.
He's like
You just
I Am
chase
Legend.
them.
He's like the I'm a crazy monster in the zombie world.
I will say, as far as like price dropping too, another thing that's convenient, I guess, like in my adult life now that I have way less time to play games, is I don't really wait to buy games. Like if I want to buy a game, I buy it when it comes out.
Yeah.
But just because I have so much less time to play games, I won't buy a game if I know I'm not going to have any time to play it.
Same
And
here.
inevitably, just without me even trying, I'll go to buy a game and it's like $30 or $40 now because it's 6 months later, 8 months later. I never played Far Cry 3. It was a game I wanted to play since right when it came out. Everybody at work was playing it, and I was playing something else. And then I went to play Far Cry 3, but then another new, I think Tomb Raider came out.
Far Cry 4 came out.
And I was playing that, and I was really trying to beat it before Far Cry 4 because it's like if Far Cry 4 was like a big upgrade, it would be harder to go back.
Yeah.
And I've just never played it. It's a game that I know I like. I say I've never played it. I put like 5 hours into it. I've 100%ed Far Cry 4. It's just I just didn't get the opportunity at the time to play Far Cry 3. So it's just like it's worked out for me where I'll buy games that maybe I thought about buying when they first came out, but I'm like, I don't have time. But by the time I buy them, it's like half price or whatever.
That's the other thing too. Like I always forget about this. Like our younger listeners will get to this point one day in their life, but this weird moment where time is like basically like around Christmas, like time just feels like it's crawling when you have no money or you don't have a job, like you're going to school and you're like, man, I cannot wait for this game to come out. Like the days feel like months. And then when you get like our age and
Yeah, it's like shit, that came
like,
out.
We're all in a weird kind of position where like we play games partly for a living, like in a way, like for content and stuff. But like I'm like, I can't fucking keep up anymore. There's too many games coming out. Like I kind of miss the days where I would just wait for the like Final Fantasy VII to come out, where I would just be biting my nails, just waiting for this.
So that's actually twofold. We have less time now, but games are releasing a lot more now as well.
Yeah.
There was a
More popular
time,
than ever.
like around 2006 or whatever, it was possible to play every AAA release. Because there would be
did.
maybe 2 or 3 a month.
That was like the heyday of gaming
Yeah.
for me. I graduated high school in 2005,
perfect.
and I got a job like 3 months later. Being like 18 to 20, all I fucking did was just buy every single game. But and then even, it was a lot of money to buy every AAA title, but that's all I fucking did. Like I had friends that like went out to clubs and this and that. I spent a substantial less because it's like, okay, I dropped $180 in one day because I bought 3 games, but I bought 3 games this month. That's what I spent my money on.
Yeah.
Whereas like people would go out and spend $200 in a night. You know?
Or, you know what's cheaper than having a girlfriend is having a video game.
Yeah.
And much
Absolutely
more
true.
satisfying.
I don't know if you can equate the two.
Plus, playing video games and not having a girlfriend,
girls.
I ejaculated way more. Because
Right.
it's like whenever I'm ready for
Yeah,
it.
Yeah.
it's like you
I'm
just,
ready.
You see
So-
one boob in a game and you're like, there it is.
Yeah.
Put your controller down.
That's the boob I've been. Oh,
Sometimes you don't put it down. You just hold it with one hand.
Michael, you're living the perfect life.
Yeah.
You really are.
Those fun gaming session nights where you'd be up for 16 hours and every 3 you just jerk one out.
So here's the really fascinating thing, and
Stop
I
it, Spoole.
came to this realization yesterday. When I was a kid, gaming was the most expensive hobby I could have, as opposed to like, I don't know, jacks or whatever the hell people do as kids.
When were you a kid?
1922.
I played
1937.
Jack.
Right before the stock market crash, I put all my money in jacks. Jacks and hoops. Hoops with sticks. I love those games.
Yeah, the hoop
I was
with
level
stick.
37. Hoop sticker.
Oh man.
There was one kid that had the hoop stick in their neighborhood, and he was very popular. But now as an adult, it's weird because games have kept the same price point over 2 decades. Your
Yeah.
games are still $60 somehow, because no one will tolerate them going higher. And now gaming is one of the cheaper hobbies you can have because they're all really long, they're crammed with content. Like GTA 5 for $60 is
Yeah.
absurd. It should probably cost twice that, if not 3 times that. But it's got such a wide
But it
market.
will with all the DLC and everything,
No,
right?
the DLC's been free.
If it exists.
So far, because they realized that they've had a shitty rollout so far, right? Isn't that
What?
Well, that guy just fucking shot
I
that.
thought he was a zombie.
I did too for a second. I was really confused.
Online's been broken for a long time. And,
Right,
and,
but
I mean, like-
the online's free. They haven't charged
right,
for any
exactly.
of it.
Well, I think that's what we're saying.
Even as a
Yeah.
single player game, though.
And
It's a
Red Dead.
very
And-
massive
and
single-player
so-
game.
So my point is also like everyone complains about like they're ripping us off with DLC and that those aspects of a game used to be free, like patches and stuff used to be free for a game. True, but also 10 years ago, $60 is worth probably what, 80 or 90 or $100 now.
Yes.
So you end up paying on an inflationary base the same amount for the same amount of content if you choose to buy the DLC.
I see, yeah.
So while they don't need to raise that base level price, they're charging extra DLC because they realize that the consumer doesn't want to pay more than $60 up front.
Joel,
Sure.
what you're describing is better business.
Yes, it is.
Because
it's
then,
much smarter.
Because then people get to make the choice whether or not they're going to pay them, more money rather than forcing you to pay $100 for Mario.
It'd be like in 2015 or 2005 or 2004, 2003, paying like $45 for a trial version of the game where you get like limited access to some of the features.
N64 games were like priced anywhere between like $60 and $120.
Yeah, they were
So it's like-
$70.
yeah,
$80
Nintendo
sometimes.
has always been a little.
Nintendo's
expensive.
interesting. Yeah, they have been, and their games also retain value way longer than most other ones do. Their
Yeah.
games never go below 60 unless they want them to.
I mean, it made sense
Yeah.
with cartridges and stuff. Like they were harder. You know, it was more expensive. I mean, 32 megabit was it? 32 megabytes? Is that all they were?
64 bits.
And 64. I forget how big the cartridge was, but like.
A lot of pixels, though.
I think 128 meg is what they would max out at, but most were 32 meg.
Something like when they
in terms
first
of
launched.
storage.
Yeah, and it's like back then it was like that's kind of fucking crazy. That's like people were buying zip drives and shit back then. Like
Adam, you were about to say something, or at least I think you were, that was pretty appropriate, which was if they were cartridges, you couldn't copy them. So there was no pirating in that stuff, so you had to buy them that way or never get them at all.
Or
And-
borrow
I
them-
wasn't going
borrow
to say
them
that,
from
but
your
thank you
friends.
for making me think I'm smart.
oh really? Okay, well,
Good job, Adam.
I thought you were going that way.
You little smart guy, you.
No, it's a very good point.
But now, I mean, like these games can be pirated, so they have to put them in a price range that people can afford them, or else they're just going to get pirated all to hell. So.
Well, people are finally, like with Steam, people are figuring that out. They're like, oh,
Yes.
if we make games cheap, people will buy them because it's almost easier these days.
Absolutely.
So
it is. It's easier to buy a game. Than
Yeah, buying a
Absolutely.
cheaper game is like it's just a hassle.
It's almost
you know,
habitual
to
now.
fucking
Yeah.
to find somewhere where you can torrent it or something
And
like that.
call me a crazy dork, but
Okay.
I actually love paying for a game that I want to play because I want to support the people that made a game that I love.
That's because you're old.
That is because I'm old.
Little
Maybe.
Joel.
When you're
That's because
younger-
you had a job and you
Yeah.
know what it's like to make
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
No, when I didn't have a job, this is a story I've told many times on this or a
Here
previous
we go.
incarnation of this podcast. I went to see Muppets from Space 3 times in theaters when I didn't have the money to do so because I said to myself, God damn it, they should be making more Muppet movies. I need to support the Muppets.
You had to have had the movie or they wouldn't let you in. Money.
Well, I had the money.
You had to have had the movie.
Spoole's trying.
God
What did
damn
you mean,
it.
Spoole?
He meant to say, he said he didn't have the money to see it. I think Spoole was implying he had to have had the
Yeah.
money
Yeah.
because he wouldn't be able to
I
go.
didn't mean I literally
But he-
didn't have
but he
money.
just
I mean,
said he had the movie.
I like the idea of like two guys in suits counting every dollar bill that's coming from the movie theater, and they're like, "What are we at?" We're like $12 short.
Someone in Baton Rouge loves the
Like,
Muppets.
wait a minute, this envelope from Baton Rouge just came through. How much is it? It's just enough. We'll make another Muppet movie.
One Muppet movie.
I can get what you're saying though, as far as like supporting it. That's why I buy like I watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia on Netflix. It's like my favorite show. I know the next season's gonna be on Netflix, but like I'll buy every season on Xbox Video. One, so I can watch it as it comes out.
Yeah.
But two, it's like, okay, here's my $25. You know, there's
you guys have
there's
earned it.
yeah, I want to support the show, and it's just more convenient. And it boils down to, if I even thought of like torrenting that, it'd be way more trouble than just saying here's $25.
Yeah.
And then you get it. You get it immediately. It's in the best quality. As far as picture and all that stuff. It's just too much of a hassle.
It's funny you bring that up because so now I've been looking at like ways to buy shows and seasons and things like that and trying to keep up with them. No, what, $2-3 an
Do it.
episode? Is that what it is?
It's like $2 an episode, or usually like $20 to $30 a season, depending on
Ends
what
up being
show.
cheaper than cable.
Well, that's what I was just about to say. Evil Bruce pays for cable because I can watch all of these shows and I don't have to worry about paying $2-3.
You can watch them for free.
A la carte, yeah.
Yeah, and
I love that mindset.
you don't watch them for free. No, I didn't say for free.
It's like PlayStation Plus or Xbox Live. I get the games for free.
Exactly, yeah.
For $10 a month, right? No, I know, but I'd much rather pay a lump sum and see anything I want whenever they air than waiting for It's Always Sunny to come out on iTunes or whatever. And I think in the future, eventually they're going to hit on iTunes when they hit on what's it called, on television. I mean, some already do, but it's pretty soon it's going to be that way for everything, and then cable will be totally obsolete.
Yeah.
But for now, I actually don't mind paying for cable because I have a DVR. So,
I'm so excited for Slingbox as a side note.
wait,
Hasn't that existed for years?
Not Slingbox. What's the name of this stupid new thing? The dumb new.
The thing you're so excited for?
That's
Yeah.
dumb.
Yeah,
What are you talking
You
about?
get HBO
Yeah, that
and
sounds
ESPN
great.
and stuff, and
Yeah.
it's like $10 a month.
Cable?
No,
Oh.
I don't know.
it's not Slingbox, but
Xbox
it's
Video?
like Slingbox.
Are we the #1 podcast on the internet yet?
Now we are.
Yes!
Right,
We did it.
Right behind
moving on
Slingbox or whatever the
To
fuck.
the thing that
Joel,
kids
why don't
love
you Google
talking
that on
about.
your phone?
So,
man?
so
Figure that out.
we've shared some stories about shorter games that we felt justified in paying for. Let's do the opposite. Have we ever bought a game based purely on how long or how much content we thought would be in the game and then did not have a fun experience? I know that when I was a kid, there was some Christmas, I got all my Christmas card money together, had enough to buy one new game, and I decided which game to buy based on what was described on the back of the box, obviously looking for the most stuff, and what had the biggest number was a little game called Batman Forever.
Ooh.
And it was
Boy.
one of the worst games I've ever played.
Yeah.
I picked it specifically because it
Sling
said
TV is what it's
Oh,
called.
all right.
Oh, yes, right, okay, thank you.
You interrupted my Batman Forever story.
Go ahead.
Oh no!
Go
So
ahead.
it said it had some like.
Man.
It said it had like 250 rooms, and I was like, that's a lot of rooms. I'm never going to beat all those rooms.
That's true.
And so I started
How many
playing-
rooms are on the disc?
So I remember just like playing it at home, and in like 5 minutes I was like, I've made a mistake. This is bad. And that was like $60, and that was it. That was it. So I had to play it a lot because I bought it and I had to, but I didn't enjoy it.
How old?
Hey, you did it.
Thank you.
Having some trouble.
90.
So that was around the time that
Five?
you didn't have the internet, so you couldn't look up game
No,
reviews.
there were like I had Nintendo
Wait,
Power.
this was
shorts.
This was Batman Forever the video game?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
Super
the
Nintendo.
Mortal
You didn't buy the
Kombat
laser
clone,
disc,
right?
or- Wait,
No, the game. Sorry, the video game.
Right.
Batman Forever the game.
What console was it for?
Super Nintendo.
That was the
Yeah,
Mortal Kombat
it
one,
had
right? The
digitized
side scroller.
actors.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It was just like Mortal Kombat fighting style with
had
the
to play
digitized
this.
actors of Batman Forever.
Yep.
But imagine a Mortal Kombat game where you just keep walking to the right. That was the game.
I need to play
Yeah,
this.
so it's like
Mortal Kombat with all
it would literally like they would have the same stances and everything, and they'd like sway like Mortal Kombat, and it was like a fighting game just like that.
God.
It was a
Batman.
rotten piece of shit.
They added,
just
like, a ton of
fucking
hidden rooms to try and
awful.
make it seem like an
you,
actual
you
game.
had to like
250 of them.
you had to like shoot a grappling hook like up into the air with like
Then drop,
ass
throw a
backwards
batarang.
controls, where you had to like hold up on the D-pad and like push the R button with another button
Yeah.
to shoot the grappling hook. It's
Perfect.
It's the stupidest game ever, and
Didn't
they somehow someone decided there wasn't enough buttons on the Super Nintendo controller, so there's like 5 extra commands where you have to push multiple buttons, and then it's just fucking awful.
It's hard to beat
How many
Batman.
hours did you play it, Lawrence?
More than I should have. So this is weird because I was a kid, so I don't really have
1
a
hour?
good track of time. No, well, I guess I know what you're getting at. Like time dilates when you're a kid. No, it was more like I would be at home on Saturday and my parents would be off. I don't know, having sex or something, and I would just be in the house, just doing nothing
Weird.
but playing.
They told you.
Playing my group of you assume things when you're young.
I bet my dad's really giving it to mom.
Never.
Yeah. And then I'm like drawing my crayon drawings, and it's just lewd pictures of
I
sex.
like the idea that your dad comes out and you give him a little smile, like, good job, Dad. He's like, what the fuck is my kid
Yeah.
smiling?
My kid's
You little
creepy.
weirdo.
So 30 hours is what you're coming down.
30, probably more than that. But
God damn.
I mean, so I only owned maybe 5 or 6 games total, and I got really good at them because I had nothing else to do. I remember my crowning achievement as a child, and this is going to be depressing and hopefully will impress somebody. But I beat Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game, without losing a single life.
That's
because-
pretty difficult.
It's a fun game. I
that's
can
all
understand
I
the
did.
replayability in
I'm
that.
kind of more impressed with Batman Forever,
I mean,
honestly.
I am too.
I don't think I ever beat Batman Forever because that game was busted. I remember it was impossible. I don't think anyone can beat it. Actually, we should do gameplay. Batman Forever on Super Nintendo.
Well, it's
Yeah,
going to be
terrible.
requested. Dude, super request.
I guess you're right. So how about you guys? Did you guys as kids or otherwise ever buy a game based purely on the perceived amount of content and just get really fucked over by it?
Nope.
I don't think so. I don't think I ever bought a game
did.
based on
Sure, I did.
thinking it was long. I can't think of one immediately that comes to mind.
I bought Devil May Cry 2 because I love Devil May Cry 1 so much, and I was just...
Devil May Cry 2 was awful.
I fed into the hype, and I was like, dude, you can run on walls. I remember telling people in
Yeah.
my class, I was like, I was showing them pictures, like, you can run on walls. Like, they're like, whatever, fucking weirdo. Like,
You can shoot guns at 2 different enemies.
Yeah, I was like, look at him, he's a dual wielding and run on walls. I'm like,
Go away.
yeah, and they're like, I don't know you.
You smell.
Yeah.
Take a shower.
I didn't have a lot of fun.
Devil
with
May
high
Cry
school.
was both. Devil May Cry 2 was unimpressive in both the game and especially the story, and you know that when every game after that is a prequel. But like, there's Devil May Cry 1 is. Well, it's not the beginning anymore,
Yeah.
but it was that, and then Devil May Cry 2, and the next like 4 games is just all
They were like,
before
we're sorry,
that.
we're so sorry, we're sorry. I remember
Yeah.
just playing and being like, something's wrong.
Yeah, it
Like,
doesn't it ends with him just like driving his motorcycle into a demon
I don't- it was one of the-
space
it
or
was one of the
something?
first games.
It was really convoluted.
It
and
sounds about
weird.
right.
No, it really was. Yeah.
One of the first games where I did one of these, I'm like,
Yep.
I'm gonna go outside.
Yeah.
Like, I had better things to do.
I'm gonna go talk to girls.
The first one, it's like, yeah, there's demons and whatever, and you roll with it. The second one was just like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, I don't-
What is
I don't
happening
know.
here?
There's gotta be a good story behind that.
And I was saying I did that purely based on how much I love the first one. I was like, this game is so great. There's no way they can fuck it up. It's only going to be more. Like he could dual wield 2 guns and they shoot in different directions. Like he could run on
And
walls.
he ran on walls, right? Yes.
Like,
yeah.
please be my friend. And the guy wouldn't talk.
And there was a chick in it.
There was a. Oh, you can play as the chick. That's right.
Yeah.
I never played as her because I'm like, ew, girl.
Trish? You can play as her?
No, it wasn't
No,
Trish.
It was a different, entirely.
I think she was only in that one game.
Yeah, Trish, who's like his mom, who he wants to fuck, is weird.
Yeah, it's hot.
To Lawrence's point, I think.
You missed.
Oh, nice.
You fucking
Very good.
dead.
I bought a game,
Oh, nice.
I bought a game that like I thought would be good, and I never ended up playing it a long time because I hated it. So like, there were a few games that I made bad purchases.
Yeah.
But I never felt like I was like obligated to play it because I bought it. And so I learned. It was one of those things where I just learned to like go look up game reviews because I spent $60 on Daikatana.
It's kind of like those people who like when you're younger and you're first, like you're 21 and you just started going to bars and you're drinking and you don't have a ton of money. And you're like, oh, I need to drink all of my beer, all of my drink before I leave. I need to finish it all. Yeah. And then as an adult, you realize, actually, I've already paid for it. It doesn't matter whether I finish it or not. That's how that's how I've always felt about games, though. Is that like we definitely had shitty games when I was growing up, but I never felt like, oh, I have to finish this because it's the only thing I've got. I would just go read a book or something.
I got pressured into buying Sunset Overdrive. A friend wanted to play online, and he was like, "Yeah, bro, let's play." Never played with me.
I'll play with you.
Okay.
That game is really fun.
I know, it is
That
fun.
game is awesome.
I still need to do
bought
the Chaos Squad achievements, so...
Yeah.
Let me also say that I think that the idea of buying a game purely based on the amount of time that you can play seems silly to me.
Spoole.
Even
No, that's not how I
even
buy
as a shut up, nobody asked you. Even as a kid, like the only games that I would buy were ones I'd be like, oh, there's a dragon in this game. Totally, I'm gonna buy it. Oh, like I can manage the finances of a major metropolitan city? Yes, I will buy this game.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I would never.
Joel, what were your favorite Dragon games?
Where do you live so I can avoid you?
My favorite.
Yeah.
King's Quest.
Good.
I'm sure there was some stupid
Ultima?
like,
Joel would be that kid.
text-based like Hobbit mud that I like rip off.
You'd be that kid in the neighborhood who had like the really awesome computer but only plays stupid games, and I don't want to hang out with you.
Yeah.
How about the
I
game
played
based on the
killer
movie
games.
Dragonheart?
Did you play Furcadia a lot?
What?
Did you play Furcadia?
I don't know. If
Damn
it
it.
is.
Fuck.
I remember not the dragon thing, but as far as getting burned on a game, you know, can't speak highly of dragons. But I was a huge fan of Kirby Superstar or Kirby All Stars.
yeah.
What's it fucking called? Superstar.
The minigame
thing.
collection?
Yeah, for Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
And that's just like there's so much content in that game. Like that, I used to play that all the time with my cousin because it was 2 players. And you know, I got a little older and I got a Nintendo 64, and they came out with, I don't remember what the fuck it was called, but I think it was the first Kirby game for Nintendo 64, and I was like so fucking excited about it. What's that?
Air Ride?
No, it wasn't Air Ride. I think it was like Legend of the something or other or some shit like that. But I bought it,
Legend of the Falls video game.
fucking hated it. I was like to the point like I was distraught. Like I was playing it for an hour and I was just so like that buyer's remorse of like that's the one game I bought this
stuck
month
with it, yeah.
and I bought this, and I just remember being so just upset, just like disgusted with myself.
The Crystal Shard.
That's what it was, Crystal Shards.
Did your mom come in and say, sweetie, why are you crying?
No, she didn't. She was like, shut the fuck up in there. She was like, why are you crying?
I like your deck. They just had sex.
She was like,
Busy fucking your dad.
she's like, I don't have a daughter, crybaby. Shut up.
Did your dick fall off? Come on,
Yeah.
get it together.
Damn.
Actually,
Where's
I
this
saw.
temple you're-
I saw on your
tunnel?
Oh, I don't know. Apparently, the waypoint I need to go to is here.
Yeah,
Oh.
it just moved.
wanna
Find the
talk about
tunnel.
my notes
Oh,
now?
I see. Oh yeah, no, I noticed on your notes right there you said Ni no Kuni. That was a
Yeah.
game I did buy because all the reviews were like 10 out of 10. Best game of the year. Oh my god.
Guarantee you none of those reviewers actually finished it. By the way. That game is like at least 70 hours long.
70 hours?
Level 5 RPGs are always
Wait, so what does that term mean? Level 5 RPG.
That's the developer, sorry.
Developer
Yeah.
that
They're
makes
called
the
level
RPG,
5.
yeah.
Yeah, I got a game for you.
Did you think it was a
Spoole.
rating you was
I
giving
really
it?
want to play
Okay.
this.
No.
Give me some credit,
Come
Joel.
on, Joel, I even knew what he was talking about.
I don't have a
I don't
PS3
play
anymore.
JRPGs.
I don't have a
That's
PS3 anymore, but I
PS3?
saw that game.
No,
Never
they
mind.
just seem.
Dragon Master.
I was
Sorry,
just
we're not
seeing
paying
Adam.
attention.
It's okay. It's fine. It's fine.
He
I'm
doesn't
fine.
have a PS3
I don't want to
anymore.
play as a high
I don't
school
have a PS3
student.
anymore.
I was a high school student.
I don't have a PS3. Guys, I don't have a PS3.
Yeah.
No, we know, we heard.
I left my PS3 plugged in for about a year and a half because I told myself I'm going to go back and I'm going to finish Ni no Kuni.
Yeah.
But I finally gave up and that monstrosity's in the closet.
I actually have been playing PlayStation 3 games lately.
Yeah?
I have the original PS3, the Monster, but
same
it's
here.
backwards
With the PS2
compatible.
crammed in there.
Yeah, and I think I was just playing. I was playing something on the PS4, and I saw they had recently Sony. I guess it was like their 20-year anniversary, so they had a 20-year sale.
Yeah.
So I looked at it PS4, and PS4 only has PS4 games. It doesn't have the older library. So I was like, oh, I wonder what the sale is for PS3 for the other games. So I booted up my PS3. I had to do like a bunch of updates and shit. I hadn't used them forever, and it was cool going kind of like what Adam was saying as far as like I can't even keep track of everything anymore. It's like I maybe keep track of what I'm focused on, and that's about it. Like all the other shit used to fall, like, just falls to the side. Where I used to like, oh, this game's coming out for this, and then this, and this, and this. So I'm checking out the sales, and I had no idea that they re-released like 3 series of games like in 2012 of like old PS2 games all remastered in HD.
Really?
And they were all like $10, like the Sly Cooper collection.
Oh, yeah.
All 3 Sly Coopers for like $12. Ratchet and Clank,
Fuck.
fucking Jack and Daxter. I bought all that shit. I spent like $180 on PlayStation 1 through 2 games.
Did you play them?
I've started with Ratchet and Clank. I'm like halfway through the second
I've
one.
been meaning to do that.
The
That's
trick is
on
to
my
make it
to-do
into a
list.
video series, so you have to play
Is
it.
early,
Yeah.
is early Ratchet and Clank still good?
The first one is the roughest because there's like none of the upgrades, there's none of the level up and stuff like that. But the second one, like as soon as you get into it, the first one's still fun. You'll screw yourself if you don't play it first because you're definitely not going to want to play the first one after 2 or 3. 3 is my favorite, probably in the whole franchise for the PS2. So yeah, that was cool. And Sly Cooper is a game that came out when I was a kid, and that was one of the games where it's like, shit, I was always interested in it, but I never had any money for it. It was just like a series that I passed up on.
Yeah, same here.
So I wanted to play it, but like going back and playing those games now, not having played them is much harder. Like I can stomach stuff that looks like shit now because I played it as a kid, so
Yeah.
it's like got that nostalgia. Like I know it looks like crap and I'm okay with it, but a game I've never played before is totally different. So I was like super excited that Sly Cooper was in HD because HD is way more important than me than graphics. Like just that it doesn't look like crap on my TV, I'm totally fine with that. So I was just like, oh wow, all these games came out and I never knew.
That's how all the Steam sales are. Like when you
Yeah.
get Steam and they're like all these games that I didn't get to play 3, 4, 5 years ago, they're now $2. And
Yeah.
Bundles.
Yes, I know, $1 an hour, Spoole. Yes, $1 an hour.
Bundles.
Even most of those games, when I played them, I started on their second, or I started when the second one came out because by the time the second ones were coming out, all the first ones were greatest hits.
Yeah.
So it's like $20 for a game, you know, and that's like all I could afford.
You get that ugly red banner. You don't want
Yeah.
that on your shelf.
Yeah, I didn't give a shit then.
I don't care.
It would bother me more now if I cared.
Yeah, I don't even collect physical games anymore. I had that once, and then I moved, and I was like, this is stupid.
Had the exact same thing.
Right?
When I lived in New Jersey before I moved to Austin to work at Rooster Teeth, I moved in 2011. So being an adult in 2005 or having a full-time job, Xbox 360 came out the next year. That was like my first console where like I got everything. Like I bought every game, I could afford everything, every fucking accessory. I think I had maybe like 140 Xbox 360 games.
Damn.
So I had my father custom built me like basically a DVD like shelf. He just like bought all the wood, cut it up, blah blah blah, and he fucking attached it to my wall right above my TV. Awesome. So I had a DVD shelf of nothing but video games, like 80% Xbox 360 games, and I must have had probably like 250 games up there. So whenever I wanted to play, it was all alphabetized. It was all like separated by console and stuff, and I would just pick one off, you know, take the disc out, put it in, and it would drive me nuts. Like when my friends, I'd go over their house and they would have like a bunch of discs thrown
that
on
drives me
the
crazy.
desk, and I'm like, oh, it's fucking insane.
They just like take it out and toss it over their
Yeah,
shoulder.
now
What are you doing?
now that's me. Like if I have physical discs, like when I moved to Austin, I just moved like 2 bags, and then I got all my shit shipped later. By the time it came to like ship all your stuff, my parents were like, do you want your cases? Because I had all the games because I wanted to bring them with me, and I'm like, no, I don't even have anywhere to put them in my apartment. And then now with digital, I'm like, fuck that. Like I'm completely flipped.
Yeah, I was gonna say for all the people who are always like, "Oh, dude, game collection is so important to me. Game collector's edition is like move,
Yeah, that was me.
Yeah,
move once or twice. Be an adult, you'll
100%. That was me. I was like, fuck that. I'm never. And then like digital was coming out, and I'm like, I don't like it. I like owning the game. I like having the physical game. You know, you get all that stuff. Compare that to you wake up in the morning, you like take a shit, you're in your boxers, and you're like, no, I just bought this game that came out today. I don't give a crap about physical media. Yeah.
Always comes back to shitting, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's shitting.
It's a touchstone. For
I can buy it while shitting.
Nice.
It's true.
Oh, that's right, you can.
Ooh.
I think I fell.
Splash.
I always like.
I think I got it. Dive in.
I'm throwing ninja stars at a
I see
fireman.
that.
Well, you didn't kill the fireman because you put fire around him, and he has a fireproof suit.
Holy shit, Bruce!
This game is amazing.
That's why it didn't work.
This is the smartest game ever made.
So you know, also, Adam, I just don't know if you're aware of this. The reason you suck and you can't kill anyone is because you aren't leveling up your survival. All your damage is based on your survivor level. I don't know if you were aware of that. Every time you level up, all your damage increases. So like, your weapon you're holding right now will do more damage when you level up. So like, I'm level 20 or something, and I can actually kill people and not run like a coward. That would be the biggest difference.
What level is Adam?
Survivor level, I think he's like 14. Or is he 11?
Oh, he's like 11 or 10 or something.
less than that.
Yeah, you're 11.
Oh, that's pathetic.
Yeah, so if you level that up, you will automatically just deal more damage. No matter the weapon, that guy just fucking murdered
God
you.
damn it!
You
I
should
was
have
like,
leveled up more.
oh my god, look at those
1800,
points I
that's
lost.
a lot.
Fuck, man.
Man, that'll throw you back.
There's another game that kind of falls into this, maybe too long for its own good.
Bruce, get in here.
A lot of people said Alien Isolation
I think he's shitting.
was actually a little too long. Have any of you guys finished that?
I haven't.
You beat it. Spoole.
Spoole, sit down. I gotta go check out my
Because
video.
I feel like this is perfect for you. What did you pay for Alien Isolation?
What did I pay for Alien Isolation? Not full price, that's for sure.
Yeah, of course.
I gave him a Steam code.
Yeah, you did. I got it for free.
I got like an email like, congratulations, you get to review Alien Isolation, but we had like 6 codes. I was like, Spoole, you want it? And he's like, you're my best friend. I'm like, please stop talking to me.
Yeah.
I don't
Doesn't
care
make us
about
friends.
Devil May Cry.
So Spoole, I have a series of questions for you.
Okay.
Let me put it this way: now that you've beaten it, how much would you feel like paying for it? And do you feel like the last 4 hours of the game needed to be in the game?
I feel like I probably would have paid like $30 for it.
Okay.
Probably. It gets very repetitive. Like, it gets very, like, they add things onto it, but then it gets to a point where, like, you're just doing the same thing, and, like, they just keep having the aliens, like, chase after you, and it gets to the point where, like, okay, I know the drill, and then you still get kind of screwed over because the mechanics are, like, just kind of built in for, like, the alien to get you no matter what in some place, and you just get kind of frustrated. But yes, as to saying, like, the last 4 hours don't need to be in it, I feel like the ending was good, but yeah, just the way they got to it took very long.
So, but according to your purchasing rubric, you should be fine with doing the same thing more because you're just more concerned about length versus cost.
No. I'm not concerned about
What are you
length
doing,
versus
Adam?
cost. But that definitely influences how much I'm willing to pay for a game. Like, if I feel like I can get 30 hours or 60 hours, whatever, of a game and enjoy it, I still want to enjoy a game. I don't, like, it's not
it's
like,
still
if it's
a quality
$60
of
and I get
experience.
60 hours of it, I'm still not going to buy it. Like, a game like Europa Universalis, that game you'll get hundreds of hours out of, but I'm not going to tell everyone to, like, go buy it because they probably won't enjoy it. But Alien Isolation
sorry, I'm having fun.
totally dragged.
that's fine.
By the end of that game, I was just like, I just want it to end. It was too into itself. Like, it just wanted to be a cinematic, like, experience.
That's kind of the point I'm at, where like certain games like this right now, like Dying Light,
You're right
I'm like,
there? I thought you were going over.
I did too.
Shit.
some games like this, I'm just like, I just want you to be over, just be done. So when people are like the order's only 5 hours long, I'm like, thank God. Like, I don't think I have time for that game to be 30 hours long. Like, I get some people want that, but I just like, I don't have that time.
Fuck, you vaporized her
I'll
with a kick.
definitely
No, that's an exploding.
They
gun.
explode.
I want to play the order, but I want to wait for it to get kind of cheaper. Like,
You need
I'd
to buy
probably
a
pay like
console.
$20 for it.
Well, that violates your $1 an hour rule, though, doesn't it?
It does, but
You're an adult. You're gonna make an adult
So
decision.
it sounds like you're coming around to you want to pay $1 an hour, but you're willing to pay more for a better experience.
no, not necessarily. I just think I'm trying to think of how I want to phrase how I.
Yeah, you
He's
better.
trying to think how to get out of this.
You're on
Yeah,
the
I know.
spot,
I'm trying to think of what my
Lawrence,
Because I'm going to tackle you as soon as you say
I'm
something.
trying to think of what my thought process is for this. So the order, it looks cool. Like, I just want to see it more for like the technical aspects of it and see what they really achieve, like the 25 frame or 24 frames per second. And, like, they made it super cinematic and like if it's worth it.
Steampunk.
I don't know if I would actually at the end of it think that $20 was worth it, but
What? 20?
because that's what I said.
Yeah.
Is that? Oh, goddamn. Is that what you like? You go into a store, you're like, sir,
But-
I'd like to buy this game for $20
If
because
I'm-
I feel
Usually
it's
if
only
I'm
worth
gonna-
this much.
If I'm gonna pay for a game more than like the $1 per hour thing, I look heavily at the reviews of it and see if it's really highly rated, or like I really want to play Last of Us, and I probably would have paid like $30 or $40 or whatever to play that, and that would be more over my thing. But at the same time, everyone has like this amazing feeling. On the converse side of that, with the Walking Dead Telltale game, I probably would have paid more money than the $20 that I paid for it, because I think I got it on sale too for like 10% off or something.
So yet again, it sounds like $1 an hour
There-
is baseline, but you're willing to pay more than that for
There
good
are
games.
some that I'm definitely willing, like more narrative ones.
Like the order.
Really?
The narrative-based game.
But the order is kind of weird because it's only 5 or 6 hours. It would be hard to say if at the end of it I felt that $20 or $60 or whatever was worth it.
I was gonna say like the order.
It's hard to say beforehand a lot.
I don't know. It feels like a game that I could actually go over to a friend's house and watch and be okay with.
Yeah. Definitely.
That would be free though.
Well, you know, there's a Let's Play on YouTube, so not saying that guy's your friend, but you can just sit there and watch it.
Going back to like games that just won't end. That's how I felt with Resident Evil 6. It would
Yeah,
just,
6 was really long.
It just wouldn't fucking end. And I don't know how much of the game, like a quarter of the game was the same fucking shit from different perspectives. It's
Yeah.
the exact same fucking boss fights from the different campaigns. And it's just like the final boss, like for the Leon campaign, for example, is like 6 fucking forms. It just doesn't fucking stop. It's like I don't care. Come on.
It's almost Resident Evil like playing on its own tropes.
It really
there's
is.
always like multiple forms. They feel like they have to outdo
Yeah,
each
but it's like,
itself.
oh, it's a second form. That's fine, whatever. But when I'm like, come on, when I'm angry that I'm still playing the game, you've gone too far.
Yeah,
and that's, to be fair, already on top of a not great game. It's pretty
Oh man, I liked 6.
It was compared to the whole series.
Yeah.
Like that will happen, and you're like, I know exactly what's happening. I get it. Like once the point where you're like, you get it, and then you're just still mind-numbingly like continuing the
going through the
motions.
motions. Yeah,
That's
when
kind of what I felt like with Alien.
That's when it ceases to be interesting, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If a game can always give you a new scenario or force you to think in a different way, then it continues to be interesting. But when a game just throws the exact same scenario at you with the exact same mechanics, like I've solved this puzzle already. That's one of the things that's so good about Portal. They don't repeat puzzle mechanic.
Yep. New mechanic every level.
Yeah.
Basically.
So once you figure out box goes through hole and lands on button, you don't have to do that 18 more times.
Well, it builds on itself.
Yeah.
You have to do it with something else.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, it sounds like even Spoole has agreed that a game can cost more than $1 an hour if the
If
experience
it's worth it.
Oh, you did?
That's just, it's such a confusing logic because it's like, wouldn't you only buy a game you thought was worth it anyway? It's like the $1 an hour only applies to crap, is what I'm hearing. Like, if I want the game, well, yeah, I throw that out.
Kind of. But at the same time, you don't know, a lot of times you don't know if a game's going to be that long. Like there's games like Bioshock Infinite, a lot of people only played for like 7 or 8 hours. It took me like 13 or 14 because I played a lot slower and I go explore everything. So it's kind of individualized because you won't really know necessarily until you're done with the game.
I thought that game was worth 2 playthroughs at least anyway.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I was like, as soon as I was done, I was like, boot it back up, put it on hard, and let's do this again.
Well, see,
like,
that's and going back to the thing of a game being interesting. I played it on hard the first time, and I wanted to play it again, but it was 1999 mode. I was like, I'll give it a shot, and like that is no joke. 1999 mode is rough. I couldn't even, like I got to the first part where you're at the turret. And I had to like lean around a corner and just shoot the edge of the turret so it couldn't shoot me. I was like, this is dumb. This is not fun. This is me like cheating the system.
That's what I felt when I beat Dark Souls this weekend. The whole time. That whole game is all about cheesing.
It is, but I think the game rewards you for doing that because it knows you have to. I don't know. I don't know if that's valid or not, but
I mean, reward. I mean, it's like James always says, it's just a woman stepping on your balls. So
That's right.
it's like, thank you, mistress.
give me another.
Yeah, I was explaining it to that it was like someone that abuses you and then buys you something nice afterwards. Like someone that beats you and then like, but here's a present. I'm sorry.
That's the definition of domestic abuse, I think.
It is.
Good job.
Good job.
Nice
Dark
job,
Souls.
Adam.
I was gonna say before we get out of here though, Let's Play Live, probably
Yeah.
worth mentioning.
Absolutely.
I think this is going up the night we're there.
No,
so
it's going up Wednesday. This goes
up Wednesday.
Oh, so it's 2 days from today.
2 days now. Okay, yeah.
Friday, February 20th.
Yes. Bruce, myself, James, and Lawrence will be in Austin with
Who are we
Michael.
playing- Yeah, Michael. Who are we playing against?
Oh, I don't fucking know.
Oh,
Oh, probably me. I'll be there, and Jack, and Jeff, and Ray, Ryan, and what's that other one? That foreign asshole, Gavin. He'll be there.
I like him.
He's full?
He is, believe it or not.
He won't fight back. That's the good thing. He's not
But
American.
if you are in Austin, or if you are in Austin that night, come on by.
yeah. Tickets are still available. So you can
Yeah. And according to Gus, there are no bad seats in the house.
It's going to get real depressing if no one buys tickets. So please.
Well, they already did.
No, they're there.
We're
I
at
think-
like, I think like 80%, 85%,
something
something like
like
that.
that.
I mean,
got a couple
buying-
hundred left as of now.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy the rest of them if you don't buy them, so you better hurry.
Do you think it's all one asshole who's just buying all the tickets?
It
and
won't
not
be
gonna
worth
show
$1
up?
a second.
Oh.
$1 a minute.
$1
just so
a
you know.
second?
$1 a
That's
second is fucking expensive. That's you get blowjams at the concert.
Kind of, yeah.
From who?
Those are some great seconds.
God damn it. Well,
Good
I'm
job,
good.
Adam.
Gavin.
I just want to say though that yeah, that'd be great. That's going to be the first, I think, official Funhaus Achievement Hunter collaboration.
Yeah, you know what else it is?
What?
Adam's 30th birthday.
Adam's 30th birthday.
The Earth has successfully gone
Yeah.
around the sun 30 times
I'm
since
now.
I've been here.
I have to now push that like to the forefront of Let's Play Live. That's now the most important thing. I learned that today.
How
You
bad will it
guys-
be if you whip his ass on his birthday?
You guys were originally doing it in January, and I was like, perfect, let's do this. Let's get tickets. Or in November, maybe? I forget. You guys pushed it a few times. Blame Jack. But
Yeah, it was.
But then I remember he's like, we got it. Solid announce date. February 20th. I was like, fuck you. You know that's my birthday. He's like, no, I don't. I don't care
What
about
the
you.
fuck
that
would
much."
Jack know? You know it, man.
Well, I know Gus's is on the 22nd, so I was like, maybe they're avoiding. I don't know. Either way, I was just like, God damn it.
Why do you know Gus is
It's
on the
not a
22nd?
conspiracy, man.
I don't know what his
Because
birthday
mine's
is.
on the. Well, I think maybe Gus and I both have that form of Asperger's where we like numbers. And I was like, I like his. Well, mine.
I like how
mine
you
is,
just said Gus has Asperger's.
We all have Asperger's a little bit, but I think Gus and I were having a discussion
I'm not
of
sure
like,
I like this statement.
he likes his number, 222. Like that's kind of cool. Mine's 0220. Maybe this
What?
is a
Makes
dream I
perfect
had.
sense. Yeah.
He's talking about
Have you met Gus yet?
Gus, yeah, I met in a dream, I think.
I'm really stuck
Gus, if
finding
you're
this
listening,
Asperger's
I'm
thing.
sorry.
Asperger's.
Yeah.
Here it
You're really
comes.
selling it, Adam.
God damn it.
How many toothpicks are on the floor?
This is why I don't have friends. Because I just say everyone has Asperger's. Regardless, I forget what's happening. But anyway, yeah, it's my birthday, so
Hooray!
You're already losing the memory, dude. It's getting foggy.
I'm sorry, have we met? How are you? I'm just getting the worst. So, Lawrence, take us home.
You're the birthday. You're the birthday. You're the birthday, boy or girl. Thank you for listening, everyone, to Dude Soup. We'll be back next week. Make sure to go to youtube.com/funhouse for this and more amazing content. Until next week.
Amazing.
Thank you, Michael, for joining
Thank
us.
you. Thanks for having me.
Michael.
I'm glad we could solve video games for everybody.
Remember, $1 1 hour.
Don't remember that.
It's gonna be a shirt.
Unless it's good.
Unless I
It's a rough.
Yes, it is. It is rough.
Don't make that the focus of the game. Like, make it seamless. Like, Destiny's kind of like that.
Watch
Yeah.
Dogs is actually pretty good about that too. When
really?
it comes to
Oh,
multiplayer,
yeah. Some random
you
dude
can
will just,
you can
like,
invade
pop in
other
the game.
people's games, and then when you do, you just look like an NPC, but you're like hacking them, and you have to hide from them.
That's really cool.
And then from when you get invaded, you're just playing single player, and then all of a sudden it's like blam, you're getting invaded, and then it just drops somebody right into your game, and you have to find them.
Getting hacked.
I think one thing that we will be able to see from Fallout 4 that we did not see from Destiny is Destiny's single player. Everybody whined about it, and I
Yeah.
mean, you guys to a certain extent, even when you finished it, you were like, "Did we finish the story?
Yeah, is that it? Or-
Is that it?" And like, well, the game's still fun.